man with skills. Right now the bike ain't got no front brake. I would've done drove this bike back to the future. I'd have ran through that freaking cave, boom, right through, went through the truck, ended up back out in Covington. So Bo had to control it. Thanks, Bo. So this is it. We got the bike up on the lift. Bo and Melanie did their thing. We did a startup. I'm not even gonna share that part yet. I shared it with the video the last time. But tomorrow we bring it down to DCV Twins to get the tune up, to get it tuned, and then after that, it's still gonna be in the shop. So you ain't gonna see the bike until like another 3 weeks or so. You know what I'm saying? About 3 weeks. And then we get it done. And if you're still not confident about what I've been trying to tell you guys, damn, if you ain't confident with that, I don't know what to tell you, because that thing is the truth, okay? The biker bar is the truth, and you ain't gonna go wrong with it. All right, so the next time you see my face in this video, I will be on the way, headed to get it tuned. Let's go. It's the morning of where we go and get set up to get the tuning done. I'm going out to Perry, Georgia, and I've been up since like about 4 o'clock. Yeah, up since 4 o'clock, man. Man, let me get this stuff set up. Why? Because I'm excited. I'm excited. Let me clear this off. Bam, 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 bam. So right now, I'm going to head up there early. I have a 1:30 appointment. It's now 6:30. So why am I leaving so early? Well, because I have an hour and a half, no, hour and 39 minutes drive, which can easily turn to 2 hours or 2.5 hours. So I don't want to risk that, right? Another reason why I'm leaving so early, because I have clients that I coach. So if I coach my clients now, and then I'm going to be in a situation where I'm rushing. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to rush. As I'm, excuse the camera moving all over the place, but that's just me adjusting my tripod for my sessions. So I prefer to leave now, set up my cameras outside, and coach everybody in my location, right where I'm at, and then take it from there. You see what I'm saying? So the nerve-wracking portion of this is that when you're getting a tuner done, your dyno done, anything can go wrong, because they are going to push the bike to basically break the bike. And if the bike don't break, then you're good. You're pretty much good on your rides to wherever you're gonna go. But if it breaks, So the kit that I have on my bike is Fuel Moto, okay? That's the kit that I have on the bike. It is a 124 big bore kit. And the kit is not expensive. And I'm telling you, it's a great kit. Now, what else am I missing? One of the things that I love was when Bo and Melanie gave me a stethoscope to listen. Hold on a second. Yeah, there we go. So one of the things that I loved was when Bo and Melanie gave me a stethoscope to listen to. You know how the doctors will put that stuff in your ears, and they will listen to your heart rate or listen to your lungs, and they ask you to breathe. Well, that was done with the bike. And I'm gonna tell you, it was a great experience. I like a big kid, but you're basically listening to the motor to hear if everything sounds solid or if everything is sounding kind of wonky, like if you hear any ticking or anything like that. Now, for me, it was so quiet. And one of the things that they said was that's one of the most quietest motor that they have seen so far. And I believe them. They're not going to pretty it up. They're not going to patty cake it. They're going to tell you the raw truth. You see what I'm saying? So that's a plus. It sounded great. I really enjoyed that sound, and I was excited about that. So now, like I said, I'm getting ready to get this thing going. I got work to do, making sure I'm loading up my training equipment. Now, after I finish doing that, then I pull off and head out. But the thing about this, after we finish the dyno, I have to go and take the bike to Harley so they can finish up the tires, get that stuff done, get that TPMS sensor. I reached out to TDS rims because they're the ones who, I have the rim called the Monarch. If you're ever wondering, it's called the Monarch. That's the name of the rim that's on the front of my bike, Monarch, okay? And I need to get a hub for that bike, for that rim. because the bearing needs to be changed out. It's something going on with that hub, which isn't good. But TDS is going to help to solve that. Also, on another video, I'm gonna talk about what this is here, and we'll talk about what that is, what I didn't know, and I'm gonna take the second to big up, you know, one of my subscribers who put me on to that, which I had no idea even existed. So that's gonna be another cool one. So let's get it. Oh, by the way, see this? This is coming along pretty good. This is gonna be ready for y'all soon. Rod Fit Nation, the whole apparel, the hats, the shirts, the everything. And me and Jan is kind of working on some things that we can build for you guys, clothing wise, accessory wise, maybe some bags, whatever, but that's gonna be handmade. All right, so let's go, let's get it. Ooh. Alright, so we got the bike off the lift. I have no front brake on it, so if you notice I had to jam and jerk. We have the front brake off because when I bought the bike up to Harley, they didn't put the brake back on there because they have more work to do anyway. So basically, when you don't have that front brake, your clutch becomes the front brake going down. Now coming up, that's a different story. Completely different story. You know what I'm saying? Also, let me show you guys something in the meantime with this biker bar, in case you're wondering. So you have a couple of different things that you can safely use this. So when this thing locks in, you can use this cotter pin, something like this, and you can push it in, right? It's not lined up right now because of the fact that this is not locked into place, right? But you push this cotter pin in, and when you push that in, it's going to come in through this hole right here like this. I'll just kind of do it, and then that will stop this from loosening up. You could also put a little lock there if you want to. There's so many little things you can do. Another thing too with these, when this goes in, right, whenever you put this in, you want to make sure that this is flat. So when I lock that in, that completely flattens out, and then I could actually put the cotter pin in so you could see what I do. Thanks to Bo for giving me these cotter pins. And you do the same thing on the other side. That way you don't have to worry about that moving. And like I said, you can put a lock there. And then also over here, let me show you guys this. So over here, this little part right here, when you lock this in and you tighten this up, you can also put a lock on this as well, because you're going to get access to, hold on a second. You're going to get access to this little opening right here, and this is going to tighten up through this hole, so you can put a lock there as well. So that's how it is. You see what I'm saying? So you're pretty safe there, guys. I done rode this thing for 1 hour and 38 minutes, and here I am. no accidents. Let's go. All right, guys, this is it, man. This is the nervous part. This is the piece that make your heart rate jump and twiggle and do all kinds of stuff. You know, the ProVision, what do you say it was a ProVision what?
PowerVision 3.
The PowerVision P3 is like, all right for Harley, but not the best. We're trying to figure out what's going on, but fingers crossed, spirits up, that everything turns out the way it needs to be. And I'm pretty sure it will. Yeah, I love the tab. The tabs is one of my favorite, actually.
I can't make this up, guys. I ran out of gas. Holy crap. You know what's funny? I looked at my gas gauge and I said, I gotta get some gas, right? But I got so caught up in my thoughts, and then I got on the phone on an important call, and then I found myself losing energy on the truck. I ran out of gas. So thank God that God always works for me. The Most High, the Creator, the superpower, the universal law always works. So I wasn't too far from a gas station, so I was able to jog up. Now I'm walking back. I found that I had this little thing here. It ain't PP, it's gasoline, and that should be more than enough gas to bring me right up the block so I can fill back up. But I say everything for a reason. Sorry about all that noise, but everything is for a reason, baby. Let's go.
Oh man, guys. All right, so you've seen the dyno. This is gonna be a real good talk with y'all. I'm gonna share some stuff with you guys. You know, on social media, a lot of people normally share the best parts of their videos, right? Because we got control of that, right? We can control the narrative and really push, close this door, and we can just give you what we feel like is what our perfect world looks like. Well, today's video ain't gonna be about no damn perfect. I'm gonna talk to you about the emotional side of getting any major work done to your motorcycle or your car or your house, anything like that. The excitement when I bought my bike is a 2022 107 FLTRX Road Glide, right? I bought the basic standard frame because I knew what I was gonna do with the bike anyway. I did not want to invest money in the CVO. I didn't want to invest money in a special or any of that stuff because I knew what I was gonna do with the bike. And before I go deeper, I do want to take a minute to big up Tab Performance, Hogworks, Pig Spit, Zero, and hopefully I'll be able to add a few more companies on the list of people who have been helping me out with the build. It's been fantastic, an amazing journey. Now, let's get down to it. When I made up my mind to get the 124 kit, it was based on me having a conversation with Bo and Melanie. Actually, it was Melanie. No, it was Bo at first. And I said I wanted to change out the motor. I was gonna buy a crate motor, just buy a complete new motor and drop into the bike. And he was like, nah, you save way more money. I mean, if you're gonna do the crate motor, you're gonna end up spending at least 6,500 bucks, right? And it's facts. And that's not including labor and every other little parts that I need. He said, yo, just check in Fuel Moto. Melanie recommended that as well. Check Fuel Moto. I looked at Fuel Moto, SNS. I did not look at zippers, but my problem is this. Everybody on YouTube is promoting SNS or they promoting zippers. And I'm like, damn, people just fall for it all the time. Everybody's keeping doing the same thing over. I don't want to do that. I want to be completely different. Now, the reason why I feel like most people promote SNS and Fuel Moto is because these companies work with YouTubers. Fuel Moto doesn't really do that, right? So you go to who's gonna give you free stuff or give you discounts. I get that. Fuel Moto doesn't do that. SNS, love the brand. Zippers, never worked with them, but people who I know to have it, great job. But I'm happy I went with Fuel Moto because number one, the price comparison, you can't beat it and you get great quality. Now, as we're getting the bike built, I'm excited about it, but at the same time, my heart rate is up because you know, if you don't know, when you get a motor built, and you have to get it tuned after that, anything can go wrong. I mean, anything. So, we're getting it done. Bo shows me this paperwork from Fuel Moto. They take absolutely no responsibility for anything that happens to that bike. They don't cover nothing. So that would be $1,700 down the drain, right? That would be $1,700 and change down the drain. Now, that price included the injectors, the 5.5 injectors, including the Woods Cam 22XE, plus all the stuff that came with the kit, the gasket, the push rods, everything, okay? That would be down the drain. So we're getting it done. Bo is doing his thing. He's on the money. I'm enjoying watching it. It's awesome. Now, we get to the dyno. Now, I'm not talking about all the other little things that happen behind the scenes with Harley Davidson. That's minor stuff, but that stuff is still headaches, right? So now, before we get to the dyno, let me go backwards. From Milwaukee to Harley Davidson, because of the tire system that end up having a few more issues that I had to fix, right? Just bear with me, guys. Then from Harley Davidson, 2 weeks later to Bo and Melanie. From Bo and Melanie, now I bring it to the dyno. Now I'm not riding this whole time. I'm having like seizures and stuff now. I'm not feeling good. I want to ride my bike, right? But at the same time, I'm excited that I'm not riding my bike because I ride too much. So you can never ride too much. That's a lie. So now, from Bo and Melanie, then the bike is staying there for an extra day because now nothing can be done because I had to go and take the rocker covers to get powder coated at Ashton. So I bring it to Ashton, drop it off that day, go back the next day. I hung out with him the whole day. It took us hours. If you saw that video, that wasn't no 10-minute video. That wasn't no 10-minute day. That was hours, okay? That just compressed into edit the time. So now, in the meantime, Bo and Mel, they're doing what they can, right? The bike is still not able to do much. So now I bring those parts back to them the next day, no, the same evening and drop it off. This is on a Wednesday. Now the Thursday, I'm supposed to be going to the Poconos with my family, right? So I'm not able to watch the whole build. All this is happening. Boom, I drop the parts off to them. They started installing some of the stuff. I get to come and see the rocker covers getting put on. It looks beautiful. I'm excited. Now I'm driving to the Poconos, that's 13 hours and change, 14 hours and change, plus stops, right? So my mind is still kind of on the bike, but I had to separate so it could be connected to my family, which I did very well. Come back, this is the, come back to Sunday, then the Monday, I had to get the clutch line delivered. The clutch line was messed up on my bike, so that wouldn't have been able to get dynoed with the clutch line messed up. So that was another headache. Harley ordered the wrong one, then I had to go, man, it was all this stuff. We get to the dyno, you see that video, we get to the dyno, and the guy looks at the tuner that was sent to me, and he was like, yo, this is the PV3, he looked at his boss, he's like, or his partner, he said, yeah, PV3. He said, oh, at least he got a trailer. If anything goes wrong, you know. He said, look, you see that bike over there? It was another Road Glide. They used the same tuner, Dynojet, Power Vision, PV3. I hope I'm saying the name right. And he said that bike completely shut off. Okay, the CPU shut off, no response. So now I'm tossing up between using that or not, or just buying the serial number for 200 and change. And I'm like, so we're both kind of tossing up, and let's just take the chance. They said the PV3 is really good for like Indians and a lot of other bikes, but for some reason, Harley-Davidson, once again, Harley-Davidson seems to be giving issues. So we go through it. The whole time, I could feel my heart rate up, because I'm like, damn, that's gonna be 17 and change, plus the money I paid Bo and Melanie for the work, plus the money I paid for all these other things. By the time I do the math, I'm like, damn, I'm gonna have to repeat that again if this motor goes wrong, which I would. I mean, don't get me wrong, I have no choice. I'm not gonna go buy another motorcycle. I just gotta swallow it and just go after it and do what I gotta do. So now, we're doing the tuning, we're pushing the bike, and I'm like, damn, that thing sounds good. Yo, that motor sounds good, right? So he's like, yeah, I'm almost done. He said, everything is looking great. I was able to sit back and relax a bit. Now, after all is done, I'm like, woo, baby. All right, so now, here's the great parts, man. Big respects to Bo, big respects to Melanie. Daryl kept on saying how well the motor was built. He kept on saying like, yo, it's one of the quietest motors you've seen. He said everything on that line went really, really awesome. Let me tell you, there was no leaking, no oil, no nothing, no gas, no smoke coming out of the exhaust, nothing. The bike held on and it did what it had to do. Because if you don't know, your bike will break in the dyno. If your bike has issues, it will break, because they are going up into 6,000 RPMs, all right? They are revving that thing, bringing it up to 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, and you see that freaking speedometer just going up and 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 up, and it just stayed nice and steady. There was a drop off at a certain point, which is expected. So at first, I got the numbers. I wasn't really happy about the numbers that I got, because we were expecting more of the horsepower, right? But I was very happy with the build of the motor, okay? So what I'm gonna tell you guys has nothing to do with Bo and Melanie. They did an awesome job. But the numbers that I got on the torque, woo, the torque specs. So horsepower on a 107 is about 86 horsepower, and I believe it's about 110 with the torque, I believe. Let me look it up real quick. Torque. Let me see what it says. Yeah, so the horsepower on a 107 stage 2, because that's what I had, is about 99 horsepowers, and you get 109 foot-pounds of torque. Well, on my bike, I got about 146 to 148 foot-pounds of torque, which means that the bike now is going to be able to take off really quick, right? And it's going to be able to maintain specific speeds. I mean, it held it out nicely. On the horsepower, though, we were expecting, Bo said we're expecting at least 128, right? Daryl was saying maybe 132. The horsepower was not as high as we wanted. The horsepower was around 120, 122. Let me see, it started, first it hit 119 to 120. Then we got it to 122 horsepower. Now keep in mind, 99 horsepowers. Now horsepowers to me is like the body mass index, BMI, right? The horsepowers are mythical, because that's why most of these motor builds, they would say that you can possibly get to X amount of horsepowers. But now comes a few more questions that we have after this. So the question that came up was, why did the bike not push out enough horsepower? I mean, it's pushing out a lot, but why did it not push out more? So we're gonna change out the few little things that I know I need to change out anyway. I'm gonna change out the throttle body. I'm gonna change out the manifold, and I'm gonna also change out the breather and upgrade all of those things that is made for a 124 big bore kit. A lot of these things that's made for Harley Davidson is regulated by the EPA. So a lot of that stuff can also cut out your potential to get more horsepower. Right now I have the Tab 5.0, and Daryl was saying he never really tuned the bike with that big baffle, with that zombie baffle on a bike. So it could also be the opening of the Tab 5.0 that's cutting down some of the horsepower. Now, we're not saying that's what it is. He's just saying these are the possibilities. Now, horsepower can mean that either the bike is not letting out enough of that air, right? Or it's not pulling in enough air. So that's why we're gonna start off with that. I kept the stock headers, the heads, I kept the stock heads. So I say all that to say is this. If you research horsepower, I'm not trying to race my bike. So I'm very comfortable with the bike that I have now. I haven't ridden the bike yet because remember the bike is not rideable yet. I still have to get the first of all the front brakes put back on there after they change out the certain things in the front. Then I have to get the hub, which is delivered, is on its way. I have to get the hub put in. But then I'm gonna ride the bike and just feel the bike. I haven't ridden the bike, so I can't give you guys my full take on the power, the torque, or none of that stuff. I could only give you the numbers, and that's my point what I'm making. The numbers is never gonna maintain the same numbers, right? I can make those changes and still ride the bike without worrying about getting it tuned again. I just won't know what differences that those changes made, but you can still ride it. Now, if I decide to change out, let's say I change out my exhaust, then you gotta get it retuned, right? So today's video was giving you guys the insight, the looks of all that. Now, before we even do all that, I'm not done. So then I had to get on my bike. No, not get on the bike, get in the truck, bring the bike another hour and 35 minutes back up to Thunder Tower West, which the bike is back up there, so they can finish with my tire work, put the back on the back tire, put the TPMS sensor in the back, and there's something else that I had to do there. I don't remember what else that is. No, that's about it. And then I wait for the hub. Now, in that time, you've seen I ran out of gas. Man, I'm talking to my boy, and I'm not paying no attention. Boom, out of gas. It was perfect. I couldn't make it up. It was perfect. So now, here I am, the day after, and I'm feeling fantastic. I had time to reflect on the build so far, which I have a lot more to do. What I am gonna do next, I'm gonna start to put all the parts that Hogworks sent me together, and I'm gonna strip the bike off, and I'm gonna fit everything on the bike to make sure that everything fits before I take it to get painted. I wanna make sure that everything fits the way they should, all right? And that's pretty much it. If you guys wanna reach out to Bo and Melanie, let me take this time out to give you guys their number, and that way you can connect with them. So the company name is Image Power Sports. I put the number on the thing. Is 770-733-5420. Once again, 770-733-5420. Reach out to them. Tell them you got the info from Sensei. If you want to get cams done, you want to get stuff done with your tire, you want to get clutches replaced, you want to get your charging system replaced, you want handlebars, you want to install kickstands, you want to install freaking what they call this air ride suspensions, you want to change out whatever. They don't do body work. It's not a body work shop. This is a original shop that does work on your bike. Now, I'm gonna give you guys fair warning. I'm gonna tell y'all ahead of time, and I told Bo and Melanie, they need to have a waiver that says, you know, expect profanity, expect real hard talk, expect if you say something dumb, you're gonna get told that it was dumb, and expect a lot of humor. If you don't have humor and you're not able to take real talk, then Bo and Melanie is not for you. I'm telling you that off the bat. This is straight country. They don't believe in all that pretty boy crap. Bo likes to work with his shirt off. He does what he do. He enjoys his time, and that's what it's about. So if you are ready for that work and you know you got the mentality to handle hard, real talk, real truth, real facts, get at them. And they don't work just with anybody, all right? So they're fantastic. Now keep an eye out for the things that we're gonna do, the other upgrades that we're gonna do, and let's make it happen, all right? So I gave you guys an update. This is Sensei signing out, telling you, let's get these miles, which I can't get right now. Let's get this muscle, which I can definitely get, and let's get this money, which I'm definitely getting, all right? Peace. See y'all later.